All right, here we go. Time for another solo overnight in the woods. And I'm thinking we do one final video on trapping some heat and getting off the ground. Let's get to it. All right, so here we are. And the past couple videos we've been talking about trapping heat in our shelter. And there's a big difference between trapping heat and reflecting heat. And I've covered this for probably about 4.5, 5 years now. And I reiterate it in every single video that the whole point of a tarp system, a tent system, or laying next to a campfire with a poncho open like this is to simply trap the heat. When you trap heat, it's called creating a microclimate. The first line of defense of a microclimate are the clothes that you wear. You're trapping layers of heat with multiple layers. I have a t-shirt on. I have, in addition to that, say I have a merino wool thermal long sleeve shirt on. Then I have a jacket over that. You're trapping multiple layers, creating a microclimate to keep you warm. My intent for today's video is to simply prove a theory of creating microclimates to trap heat without all the fancy bells and whistles. Now, some would have you believe that you have to have mylar only or reflective material, and that's used to trap heat. Here's what mylar does. It reflects heat. Heat comes out this way and goes up at the same time. If you want to try and disprove that or prove it, simply light a campfire, put it in a fire ring, stand next to it. You can start burning your skin. The further you go away, the more tolerable it is. And if you keep going, you become cold. What else occurs? You're going to feel the heat in the front of you and not behind you. So when you trap heat in a bubble and create a microclimate, you're feeling the heat within that circle of out and up. You're trapping it over here and feeling it all the way around you. If the only way you could trap heat was to use mylar, then the inside of your house walls would be lined with mylar. The inside of your vehicle would be lined with mylar. And all your clothes would be lined with mylar. Now, mylar, it does a great job at reflecting. And in my opinion, it probably does the best job. When should I use mylar? In my opinion, if you're somewhere where the temperatures are going to dip below zero, you better trap that heat and you better reflect as much as possible to keep you warm and alive all night. But let's say it's 28 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and you want to be comfortable at 65, simply trapping the heat will keep you alive. And the best part about trapping heat is that it requires one tarp. It's been done for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years, and it's less gear to carry, less money you got to spend on gimmicky crap, and you can do it almost anywhere out in the woods. So on that note, let's get to it. So one of the simplest raised beds to make out in the woods when you have the absence of trees. We're in this small clearing. Yes, there's trees way back there, but I want to make my bed right here. I want a fire right there. There's no trees. What do? Well, simply grabbing two sticks and pounding them in, one this way and one this way, and creating an X, tying it off with an arbor knot, then doing the exact same thing on that side, run two poles horizontally and tie them off. It's not going to go anywhere. We'll crank it down with the bushcraft zip tie, and then we'll finish it off right here, cut the excess off, and use the excess from the opposite side. The lesson learned here is if you found two poles about 12 to 13 feet in length and you wanted 7 feet for your actual rungs, what does that leave you with? It leaves you with about 6 foot. We can cut those in half. 2 3-footers, 2 here per pole, 2 there, and I have only 2 poles I have to carry to my shelter location versus carrying 7 or 8 poles 3, 4, 5 miles that weigh 80 to 100 pounds, blowing through calories and hydration to serve no purpose. So there's a simple arbor knot there to lock it in place and hold it down. There we go. And then we'll tie it off with an overhand knot. If you 2.0 something or simplify something and you're doing more steps, then it's not simplified. If you're adding more things or it's taking longer, it's not simplified. What you're doing is you're reinventing the already reinvented wheel. And there's a big difference between doing that and actually simplifying something. Simply cut two 12 to 13 feet poles, 2.5 to 3 inches in length, and use 6 feet to cut in half, which is 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, and then you have the remaining 7 foot for your bed. Simple arbor knots, saves cordage, and will work out perfectly. You're not moving at all in this direction, and here's why. It's tied off right here, and these are pounded into the earth. When you lay on this, gravity pulls down. So when it pulls down, it's going to push even more against that earth. It's not going to go anywhere. It's locked in place. There's slight movement here, but that's it. And once you put a ridge pole across here and lock it off, you're going to tie both ends at the top, and the bottoms are pushed into the earth. It's not going anywhere. So like we talked about, the heat from the fire is not only going to go straight up, but it's going to go outward. In order to trap that heat underneath us and around us, we want to be no more than 1 full step away. So here's a full step. The fire can go right here, and we'll put a wind screen right here. And the last one, I want this thing as high as our shelter. And there we go. Arbor knot that, and we'll be in business. This one can now be attached here if we want to, or actually pulled out to make a wall. We'll come back to that here in a minute. Let's go ahead and take care of the back side and the opposite side. So along with this here, what we'll do is we'll create a roll-up door, kind of like an awning. There we go. You can adjust it either up or down, depending on how we want it, in order to trap that heat in there. Look at that. So there's reality, then there's fantasy. With this angled like this, that heat's going to come straight towards me and up. It's going to have nowhere to go. Now it's going to pass over top of me. It's going to pass around me. But I guarantee you it's going to be 75 plus degrees inside here, being 35 degrees Fahrenheit out there. And that alone, I won't need a blanket. I'll have the clothes on my body, and I'll lay here probably so hot, and I feel like Indiana Jones and my face is melting off. Trapping the heat. Been done for centuries. Still works. All right, here we go. Corporals Rise and Shine Burger. Tell you what, that was outstanding. It's been a while. And we're cooked all the way through. Catch you all in a few. It's 72.5 degrees. with that small fire right there. Now, if it was true that you only got the benefit of a fire by laying on the ground next to it, and the fire would come this way and touch you, it wouldn't pass underneath me and up like it is and get a reading of 72 degrees up here. Okay, so that further proves what I just said. Imagine a large circle, and the farther you go to the edge of that circle, the colder it's going to be. Right here, 1 foot away, we're at 70 degrees with that small fire. So if I doubled the size of that fire, it'd probably be 90 degrees in here, being this close to the fire. So once again, heat goes out and up, and you can trap heat, creating a microclimate in the woods. But then again, that was common sense. All right, so one thing we talked about last week, I'm doing a collab with Buckeye Bushcraft. We have 3 modern skills survival courses this year, March, April, and May. It's the end of March, I think mid-April and like mid-May, somewhere in there. That link is inside the video description box. It says Modern Skills Survival Course. It's going to be modestly priced with the competition. I think it's 2.5 days, and we're going to put you through modern skills and do survival. It's not going to be 100% where you just sit there and just wander around and you pass. You're going to do some work, but it won't be a beat down where you're going to be out there just being killed in the woods. I want to focus more on the learning aspect of this and add realization. There's a common sense factor in there, and then there's, you know, Rambo. So I want to go ahead and get away from the Rambo and more to the common sense. So if you're interested, check that out. Modern Skills Survival Course, Buckeye Bushcraft. All right, here we go. We got some protein coffee. And we're going to add 2 scoops of this bad boy in here. There's 1. And there's 2. No breakfast this morning, so we're going to go ahead and just try to get the protein from the coffee. I got to get back, get this thing edited up, and get her done, because I got a ton of things to do and places to be. Alright, it's not Juan Valdez, but it'll do. So, lastly here, the Etsy store is open, and we have our zip hoodies in there. We have the pullover hoodies, meat forks, regular forks. About another 2.5 to 3 weeks, we're going to go ahead and pull all those zip hoodies out and pullovers, because it's going to be too warm, and right now the sales are going down because it's becoming springtime and then ultimately summertime. It's a seasonal item, and I knew that. We're going to switch into t-shirts and maybe some tank tops. I'm working on a couple designs right now for that. So along with that, we have 400 cup and bottle sets that are coming here. Should be here probably next week. Once we get those, we're going to start dropping those 50 to 75 at a time and see how we do, and then go from there. And along with that, we have new items coming up real soon here, and I have to zip and throw away the key because don't want to give too much away. So on that note, if you're interested in the Etsy store, check that out. It's inside my video description box. And those that are looking for zip hoodies, we shipped batch 1 and 2 2 weeks ago. 3 and 4 were last week. 5 and 6 are going to ship this coming week. When I say 5 and 6, that means 500 to 600. So we ship in the order that we sell them. So we're around 700-ish right now that we're getting and making and packaging up. So I appreciate the business. On that note, let's end this bad boy off. With that, all the gear in my videos can be found on 2 places. 1, my Amazon affiliate page, and 2, my Etsy store. Both links are found inside my description box. Now please do me that favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. As always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.